Hey, does your network marketing company have a great website and are they telling you that you should send your prospects to that website? Well, that might cause a couple of issues, at least a couple of issues, and I want to talk about them in this video. And if we haven't met, my name is Edita, I'm from VIE Now. I'm a network marketer like you, but I hate prospecting. I don't like chasing people. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't like approaching strangers to ask them to look at my stuff. And I was struggling until I found a way to get people to come to me instead. And I talk about it at VIE Now. And if you would like my 3-step formula to recruit new team members without having to prospect, chase, or feel awkward, grab it at viesnow.com/3steps. The link is in the description of the video. And I want to talk about one thing that most network marketers do, and usually they are very proud about it. And so basically they usually are very proud about the website that their company has. And on one hand, it sounds like a good way, to get your prospects to know what you are selling, to give them information without, kind of being involved too much. Or in general, you might want to think, if they see these beautiful photos, if they see this beautiful design, they'll be hooked. But you might already know that it's not happening. These websites usually don't do a good job. And also, I've seen hundreds of them, and they look very similar. I don't even remember what website looks how, and because I've been through so many, for my own purposes, for my own research. But I want to talk about two completely different issues that this kind of approach causes. So the big issue, very, very big issue, the first one is that these websites are branding your company, but they're not branding you. So basically, for your prospect, it doesn't really matter if they will buy from you or from somebody else with your company. That website is, has your company's logo, has your company's marketing material, and there is absolutely nothing there about you specifically. So there is a conflict there, because on one hand they are telling you to build relationships, with your prospects, build rapport, but on the other hand, you don't really have a face or your own voice. All you have is your company's generic marketing material that thousands of other network marketers are using as well. And in terms of the long-term relationship, who's gonna remember you? Let's say you met somebody and you had a good chat, but they were not ready for what you have at that point of time. But maybe at some point later, they will remember about your stuff. They might not remember about you. And if they go looking for your products, they might end up on your company's website, and they might end up actually joining somebody else, because they might not even remember about you in their head. And it's not rational, but it lives somewhere in subconsciousness, that they just don't know who you are. They don't, in your head you are the same as everyone else, unless you have a good relationship, like for your friends and your family, you are somebody, obviously. But if it's cold market, it doesn't really matter. So these websites that companies are providing are only branding those companies, but they are taking away the opportunity for you to brand yourself. So, and I can't cover in one video what you should do instead, but I'll be talking about this kind of stuff a lot in future. I've done videos already related to this, but basically you need to think about how to stand out from the crowd of all the other network marketers with your company, and indeed the industry itself, because most of network marketers are behaving the same way. And the second big reason is that these websites, the second big problem is that these websites aren't designed to capture your prospects' details. Meaning, if transaction doesn't happen right then, hey Mark, don't talk about your products, period. Yes, don't talk about the plane, talk about the destination. So, the other problem is that these websites are not designed to capture your prospects' details. So they don't really become your lead after interaction. What marketers do is they work a lot on just getting the lead. A lead who maybe at that point of time doesn't buy anything, but they have the means to contact these leads and to follow up with them over time, making different offers. But there is no means for you to capture your prospects' details so they become your real lead. And I'm talking mostly about building your email list. So there is nothing in these websites for to address that. And you might be talking to people, and if they don't buy anything at that point of time, you might lose them forever. But if you had their contact details, and now I know a lot of people would say, I have them on my, Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, but problem with these kind of prospects is that if something goes wrong, you get shut down, or Facebook goes away, which is not likely, but something happens, or the rules change, or the algorithm changes, or whatever. You don't have the real details of these people. The only real thing is your email list. And I heard somebody making this kind of a statement or question: can you export it? Is it, how to know if it's your asset? Can you export it? Can you save it in your computer? If you can, then it is your asset. But if you can't, so for example, can you export your contacts from Facebook? You can't. But if you have an email list, it's there for the rest of your life, unless somebody unsubscribes, which is a normal process anyway. But these websites are not doing a good job or are not doing this job at all for capturing your prospects' details, so you lose them. You lose the opportunity to follow up with them. So these are two very big issues, and I'd say the first one, in terms of branding, is the bigger issue, that if you are using your company's website, you look the same as everyone else, and maybe some people actually feel comfortable about it because they don't think they can have a brand, but that's not true. Everyone has a brand already, whether they know it or not. But being intentional about what your brand is a different story, and that's what you should be embracing. So I'll be talking more about this kind of stuff, what to do instead of company's website, or how to capture your prospects' email address, so you have them forever in your contacts. With time, I'm planning some trainings, or let's see what kind of shape it's gonna take. But anyway, for now, just consider doing something differently to stand out from the crowd, and also together you can ask for people for their email addresses, so that you can send them information to their email, and then you need to ask if it's okay if you send them information every now and then about something, or some training, or something reports or something like that. It's pretty much straightforward, at least when you work organically. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. I hope it made sense. And thanks very much for watching, and grab my 3-step formula, how to recruit new team members without having to prospect, chase, or do awkward stuff, and actually get a hint of how to capture your contact details of your prospects at visnow.com/3steps. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you are glad it's Friday. So happy Friday, and I'll talk to you soon again. Bye now.